Hello guys and gals, me Mudahar, and welcome to another episode of Deep Web Browsing, the series where we take a look at the side of the internet that's a little too dank for regular viewing. This week we're on episode number 95. As always, it's going to be a completely unspecified episode. We don't have any set themes as always, but except we just get to sit back, relax, ignore all the bullshit from the week, end it off with some websites that, we just find in every session as always. Now I hope this week, we're going to have the random episode, like where we just have completely unspecified websites entirely. But we'll see how it goes. Sit back, relax, and let's go to our very first website. So it's really interesting. First place we went into, we're starting off kind of normal, I guess you could say, with Silk Road 3.1. Now, for those of you who've been here since the beginning of the series or know anything about the Deep Web, you'll know that the Silk Road is a very popular Deep Web marketplace. In fact, this marketplace is the one that is probably the most popular Deep Web marketplace before it actually got shut down. Now, when it got shut down initially, it was one of the places where you could go onto the deep web, you could buy drugs, you could buy a myriad of services which would be both legal or illegal, and it was actually verified and widely used by a lot of people. Now, since the original Silk Road got shut down, there's people that have created newer Silk Roads. Now, of course, the legitimacy of the newer Silk Roads is up for debate, considering that the person behind Silk Road was actually busted by the FBI as well, knowing full well that they were committing illegal activities. Now, I don't exactly know the story behind why the person was busted. I think it was something to do with, again, selling illegal services. But I think the person was tracked because they made like a purchase for an assassination service or something like that. It's not, the details are hazy, of course. Take whatever I said there with a grain of salt. But this is a Silk Road 3.1, the Darknet's most resilient marketplace, which, if this is legit, then that is a very true statement, because we're at version 3.1. Again, why the fuck we have 0.1, it's up for debate, but okay. So everything including orders, accounts, reviews, listing, featured and migrated from Silk Road 3.0 to 3.1. Please allow time for the migration process. So basically, Silk Road was the most popular thing for buying fucking drugs. So you have people selling weed, you have people selling oxycodone, you have people selling MDMA, cocaine. So for example, cocaine, you got 1 gram of Colombian fish scale pearl cocaine, 90%. Now, this is Silk Road League, PGP verified, level 3 star seller. Now, this person's selling it for 50 dolans, or 0.041771 BTC. Apparently the person selling it is Italian Mafia. I don't know if it's actually the Italian Mafia. Probably fucking not, you know what I mean? But, hey, man, anything could be possible. But as we go through, basically most of the stuff being sold here is essentially drugs. So you have propranolol, I really hope it's late at night right now, dude. Tramadol, heroin, you got all this kind of drugs being sold. But, and again, that was the most popular kind of stuff back in the day of Silk Road, right? This is what was being sold the most. But, of course, we've already seen drugs, right? We already know that lots of places fucking sell dope. So we're going to get out of the drug side, which there's a lot of it. Benzos, dissociative, psychedelic, prescription. But if you go to digital, you can see we have credit cards, you have PayPal, banks, which will actually go into banks. You can get scans, which will look for scans, dumps, and services, which are going to be the most interesting things, because the services are where... All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back into here. Basically, what happened was the account that I was using, I think I completely forgot the entire details to it. So basically, I came back full force with a brand new account. So here we go. We've got what appears to be, this is on the services section. So this is amongst many thousands of services. So over here, you can see they got Energy Bands trading software. They've got HQ Socks 2-pack. They've got custom EXE program for spreading rats. Dissing Link, Sony Vegas Pro 14, which some of these are actually escrow. I mean, like if they're gonna sell you Sony Vegas Pro 14 for $10 fucking, they're selling you a pirated version. Don't be a fucking idiot. If you're gonna get a pirated version, all right, which you shouldn't fucking do anyways with Sony Vegas Pro 14. You might as well fucking do it yourself. Like this is like if people ended up spending $10 for this, there's some fucking idiocy going around, dude. Now, they got something called Proxy Socks Grabber software. So, again, the legitimacy of some of the software would be up for debate. But, going away from that, we're going to go to drops, which over here, they're doing $100 bills, $10 each. A lot of these are, of course, counterfeit bills. So, you're taking a risk using a counterfeit bill anyways. Because the thing is, like, some people think that, if you make a counterfeit bill good enough, is anybody going to detect it? You're basically gambling with how you spend the money anyways, right? Typically with a $100 bill, You have to look at this. If you're ever going to the States with $100 bill to like any store, right? $100 bill, they're always going to be fucking scrutinous about. Like, if it's anything, I think most retail people know when they're working at, like, say, Walmart, they know to check $100 bill, because $100 bill, you know, is mostly widely used for, you know, counterfeit currencies, because you go in, you break the $100 bill, and you get 20 like legit money out of it, right? And most people, they're going to feel it around, and they're going to check, that's a fake fucking bill. And boom, you're fucking caught. Now, if you go to like some small place, right, where they might not check as much, you can give a $100 bill. They'll take it and they'll give you something. You don't want to use it at like a fucking big place. Again, don't take what I'm saying as tips. Don't use counterfeit currency anyways. I don't fucking condone it, but genuinely, that's what you're getting out of this, right? So you buy a bunch of bills, and then you go to a small place, you give them $100, and they'll give you actual currency. Well, they have a counterfeit bill, and it just keeps going in circulation. After here, you got very fresh Amazon accounts with $100 bill, $200 bill, $300, $400, $500 balance. I don't know. Oh, wait, Amazon accounts do have credit, right? I don't really know, because whenever I use Amazon, I just use my credit card with it, right? And bam, I just buy stuff. But anti-detect browser 6.5, again, anti-detect, it's like fucking super Tor, alright? Earn $400 a day with Darknet. Again, lady, if people are trying to sell you a $400 a day tactic for $1.07, you're getting into a Ponzi scheme, motherfucker. Betting tips on football and horses, you will profit. System that. $14. Well, if the English is as fucking broken, if the English is as broken as it is, I don't think I can trust the betting tips at all, let me tell you. Go over here to the credit card. Of course, you just buy credit cards. You buy American Express, Amex High Balance, and Carding Pack for beginners with extras for $9. So the Silk Road 3.1 is a little less refined, I would say, because the original one looked a lot better than this. How real is it? Follow my advice on a lot of these darknet vending sites. Be very careful. There's only a few of them that I could even recommend that you would buy from. A lot of these, I don't trust myself. A lot of them, they're just over here to really scam an individual out of. But hey, take with that as you will. I just wanted to show you a little bit of a store, but we're going to back out. We're going to hit up something else. I think we've seen enough of our shopping for this week. Thank you very much. Ooh, True Killer Hitman Service. Oh boy, the only real killer on tour. If I had a fucking penny for every time I heard the only real killer on tour, dude, I think I'd probably have 85 cents by now, let me tell you. You know what I mean? The first killer on Alphabet and other legit dark web markets. Oh yeah, that's another service you can order, the Hitman. Where and when? Worldwide. Ask anytime, availability. I can be without delays in Europe, North, South America, Middle East, Australia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Some other countries will take a few days more to arrange the travel, but I still can do it. Oh, motherfucker, you only listed continents. Thank you very much. And you basically listed almost every fucking continent imaginable, so it's like, what the fuck? You're everywhere, all right? What specific? Narnia? What are we going here? After I accept the job, I will complete it in a definite time frame. The usual time frame is 1 month, but custom arrangements are possible. All right, you hear that? The killing. The time and mode of execution for killing will be my choice. The usual mode is multiple gunshots. If you want to have an alibi for the exact time, I will do the hit. I will give you an hour window and a week window. Proofs. Deaths are reported in obituary notices for verification. If I can, and if you specifically ask, then I will make a photo of the dead body. Whew! You know how many fucking people would not do that shit? Minimum price, $35,000. I assume that's a US dollar. Including expenses, depends on target, negotiable. Alright, so he's willing to work around for a cheaper budget, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to just have $35,000 sitting around. Now, so expenses comprehend travel, accommodation, transportation, vehicle, new arms, etc. Price and expenses will be evaluated after you tell the general info. So minimum price is $35,000, but you have to add expenses. So this motherfucker might want to rent a vehicle, things like that, weapons and all that shit. Transactions to do through Marketplace, Alphabet, ****. No money in advance. I am not a scammer. So you pay this person after? Or it goes through an escrow, I think. Okay. Contact meeting. Contacts will be using the email, chat, jabber markets above. Don't talk about killing in clear text emails. Chat, we talk about to deliver. If I'm not online in chat, you can ask by email for a chat appointment. Specifying the days and hours when you will be available online in the site's chat or with your Jabber account connected. About encryption, the site's chat is encrypted with SSL. Alright, interesting. About the jabber, blah, blah, don't talk about killing. Okay, we get it. Don't fucking be a dumb shit. Middlemen, agents, opportunities. If you find me a client, I will pay you €500 commission. So that's 35,000 euro, dude. Oh, fuck me. That's expensive, man. Jesus. I mean, it was expensive USD as well, but Christ. Disclaimer, every contract is private and all data is destroyed after elimination. Proof is sent to the customer. No torture, no kidnap. I don't deliver to VIP officials, politicians, billionaires. Insurmountable problems. I do my best to do what I have to do, but in case of insurmountable problems, I'll return the money. I won't complete the job if my identity is compromised or if I get badly injured. Alright, I mean, he's got a money-back policy, alright? Like, this is probably the nicest it's probably the most fair hitman I've actually met. Like, he's like, man, if I get fucking injured, if I'm not John Wick enough to take care of this job for you, alright, I'm gonna give you your money back. You know, it's that's... Hey, man, it's a hitman with honor. You know, most of these hitmen actually have a fair amount of fucking morality when it comes to this shit, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's just a job for them, right? Like, what are you really going to do? So let's go to the how-to. Oh, wait, if I go to home, what is a home ad? All right, this is interesting. Let me go to the home page. Contact, secure chat, can you trust me? And then PGP key. Well, PGP key is interesting. This is obviously to know if the person's legit or not, right? So, official adverts, email, my PGP key is here. These are the emails for True Killer. Again, if the dude's an actual killer, you probably don't want to fucking piss him off, so don't message the dude, right? Wait, what is this? Enter the chat. Oh, so you can actually chat with the dude. This is fucking... It's pretty interesting. Can you trust me? It's completely blanked out, so that whole entire question will never be fucking answered, lady. Can you trust the only true killer on tour? A true killer? Fuck me in the ass. Maybe not. Let's set up something else, dude. I mean, fuck me. If this is an actual killer, I don't want to piss you off, dude. I mean, you know, I'm sorry, man. If you're a real killer, dude, you know, fuck me. But let's set up something else, dude. What is this? Sneak preview. Happy Earth Day. To those who oh, wait. Let me actually just increase this real quick so you guys can actually read this. Happy Earth Day for those who celebrate it. I don't. Earth Day is also Lenin's birthday. That's not a coincidence. Let's look into another aspect of Earth Day's hidden history. Okay, so... Man, I really wish I had uploaded this video on Earth Day, but let's get into Earth Day, ladies and gentlemen. Earth Day is the fucking shit. When you think of Earth Day, you typically think of people rolling around in the dirt, or school children dancing around maypoles to the approval of their socialist teacher. Oh, I can tell this is a very politically charged blog. Okay. God damn, some people are just revving their cars, man. We get it. It's a Honda, dude. Jeez. But the poorly Xeroxed Earth Day literature conveniently omits the true story of Earth Day's co-founder and murderer, Ira Einhorn, or as he prefers to be called, the Unicorn? I kid you, what the fuck? Okay. 1977, the Unicorn... Oh, man, we are on a fucking trip. The Unicorn's girlfriend of 5 years broke up with him, so he lured her back into his home by saying that if she didn't pick up her items, he tossed them in the street. Very common. On September 9th, 19... By the way, if you're a fucking guy that says that, dude, go fuck yourself, all right? If you break up with a girl, okay, just you take the effort and just deliver her shit back to her, you know what I mean? Like, just do that, all right? A little fucking Mr. Moral Man aside, I guess. He beat and murdered her when she came to pick them up. Then he did what eco-freaks do. Eco-freaks. God damn, we used to fucking date someone on that, almost like someone you could almost call eco-freak. Jesus. He gave back to Earth by composting her body in his closet. What the fuck? He wrapped it in newspaper, air fresheners to kill the smell. Although people like the Unicorn lecture, destroy the environment, and styrofoam, which we were also told would create environmental Armageddon. It was 7 months before police found her decaying body in his home. Future statist Senator Arlen Specter was his attorney. He had Unicorn's bail reduced to a mere 40 grand. Unheard of for a murder suspect. It was a bad decision. Unicorn fled the country before trial. While a fugitive in Europe, he even married a Swedish woman. Okay, alright. You won't find this real fact on the inside of a Snapple lid. The co-founder, man, I've never had Snapple in my life, dude. I feel like I'm missing out. The co-founder of Earth Day was a murderer who left his victim's body in this closet to decompose. After 17 to 23 years in Europe, the reports are conflicting. Unicorn eventually was extradited back to the United States to face a murder charge. In July 2001, the founder of the Earth-worshipping holiday was sentenced to life in prison without any possibility of parole. We hope and pray that Barack Obama doesn't pardon him on his glorious final day in office. Well, spoiler alert, that didn't fucking happen as far as my knowledge went. Unicorn, also known as the Unicorn Killer. Man, that is... Dude, you could be in prison, man, and if you said, what are you known for? Man, I'm the Unicorn Killer. I don't think I have to tell you what would happen to that person in prison, okay? They'd be laid the fuck down in the shower and be given a fucking glorious unicorn killing. Was the master of ceremonies at the first Earth Day in Fairmount Park in Philadelphia. Since then, the Earth Day movement gave us the EPA, a statist government organization that puts the environment over people and restricts freedom. Taking the life of someone wasn't bad enough. Ironically, Unicorn's arrest date, 28th March 1979, was a date of the 3 Mile Island explosion, one of history's biggest eco-disasters. Yet half of Earth Day's founders killed more people than the ecological disaster. So, whenever you're asked to participate in Earth Day, you're welcome to do so, but I prefer to educate them on the uni-libertarian story that the Earth Day organizers would rather go, what the fuck is... Wait, let me fucking Google this real quick. God damn. Oh my lord. Jesus Christ. What is this? Ira Einhorn. Oh, dude, this is fucking legit. I didn't know this. What? What is this? Dude, this is legit. Einhorn fled the country and spent 23 years claiming his ex-girlfriend was killed by CIA agents who framed him for the crime because he knew too much about the agency's paranormal military research? Okay, alright, dude. I'm fucking confused. Alright. Jesus, fuck. God damn. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know that about Earth Day, dude, but we're gonna have to fucking back out of that. That's a lot of information for my young head to handle. I don't know how, again, it seems fucking legit, alright? So apparently it seems like Earth Day, it's got some fucking psycho shit headed towards it, man. I'm gonna have to back out of this and hit up some other shit, dude. This is some wild crap. Let's hit up something else. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is our deep web video of the week, about 1 minute and 9 seconds long. Of course, you can see it's a very low resolution image from what we're starting off. Gets into found footage shit, don't get me wrong, from the first couple seconds that I've seen. But as we've said that, we're going to hit play and just see what we really got going on, and then analyze, as always. And analyze is what I was about to say. Fucking way too tired. Let's hit play and see what we got. So, of course, there doesn't seem to be audio, I think. We're just going around. There's a person with a flashlight. I feel like I'm going to get a fucking screamer, dude. But it seems like we're just roaming around a fucking forest, if anything. Now we're running, okay? We're fucking darting across, dude. Dude, we're gonna see some fucking rake shit. What are we running from, dude? It's pretty fucking boring, if anything. Oh! What the fuck? Holy fucking shit, that was actual legit fucking snuff. Alright, hold on, let me just fucking add that as a marker to, like, censor. That was actually... Okay, what the fuck we just saw right over there? It was like... Okay, wait a minute. Let me hit a marker on this real quick. What the fuck? Still recording. Perfect. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm censoring this right now. But what you're seeing right over here, if you ever watched the movie Cannibal Holocaust, I don't know if anybody's ever watched the movie, there's a very key image from that movie. There's a woman who's impaled with a spike. Same fucking thing over here. This is a fucking person that's impaled from ass to mouth with the spike and is just standing over there. There's no sound to this. Of course, you can see it's maxed out. There is no sound. Person runs through a fucking forest. Of course, the whole video is fucking boring. And it... It ends on snuff, is what it ends on, ladies and gentlemen. You can see, like, where this... Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. There's not really much for me to say. Look, all right, if this is fake, which it definitely could be. I mean, Cannibal Holocaust was a fake fucking production anyways. Holy shit, was that fucking out of left field. Holy crap. Like, everything else we've watched has been an edgy art project anyways. If this is fake... I mean, this isn't even an edgy art project, dude. This is like a fucking cruel-ass hoax right now for anybody, like, unfortunately comes across this kind of shit. Now, if this is fucking real, let's go on that chance, if this is, say, real, some pretty fucked up shit, alright? The fact that the reason why I'm saying this isn't real is, like, say if this video was real, I'm pretty sure it would have a way more attention than anything. Usually, like, shock videos and stuff, if they're real, get a lot of attention. They're fucking memes for life, you know what I mean? Like, it's like fucking 2 girls, 1 cup level shit, you know what I mean? Like, once you get the shock video, and if it turns out to be, like, legit and stuff, you know, if it's, like, legit lively crap, then it gets, like, known. Like, if you're in that circle, like, you can easily figure out that shit's real. But over here, the first time I've been seeing some dude impaled like that. Now, again, it could easily be special fucking effects, right? I mean, I could do the fucking special effects, too. But, you know, again, with a lot of these videos, you're sitting over here late at night wondering if it's real or fake. And this stuff escalated quickly. There's not much to analyze, you know what I mean? Walking through a forest, you start running maybe like 20 seconds into it, and then a shot goes to black, pans up to a dude impaled, and then it runs off. Like, there's not much to analyze. If it's fake, it's probably the best fucking fake I've seen in a while, you know what I mean? Like, it's up there with, like, Ray TV, like, you know, blankroomsoup.avi, you know, the fucking lady who was holding the sign up to the camera. It's up there with that. But, you know, if it's real, dude, I'm gonna be fucking sick to my stomach, dude. I just saw a motherfucker impaled, ass to mouth. Cannibal Holocaust style, dude. That's... That is not something I wanted to see late into the fucking night, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. That being said, not much for me to analyze, alright? That stuff, I'm going to leave you to get. I know I censored it. Obviously, I can't show you a fucking dead dude on YouTube. That's not how it fucking works. We're going to back out and hit up some other shit, let me tell you. So here we just have somebody who's, like, making a blog on, like, technology. And I swear to God... This seems like an iPhone creepypasta out of fucking nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. Just read it out. Like, we're going to read this real quick. iPhone 4 behaving strangely because of an incorrect system clock. Saturday, 3rd, December 2016. By the way, that iPhone 4 is fucking old compared to, like, when this post was made. I recently encountered a very strange bug while using an iPhone 4 running iOS 7.1.2, the latest that it supports. The phone had been acting strangely for a long time, with many little quirks, bizarre behavior, and some features simply not working. The first thing that I noticed was that the alarm clock was very intermittent, sometimes sounding at the expected time, from the phone's perspective, and sometimes not at all. What the fuck does that mean? Also, the notification center was not showing my scheduled alarms like it was supposed to. Does it do that? I don't know. I have alarms on my phone. It doesn't fucking do that. But then again, I'm not an iPhone savvy person. Next, I noticed that the phone had no signal, but it actually did. That's fucking creepypasta level shit, dude. Your phone had no signal, but it really did. The signal bar at the top left of the phone was not displaying an accurate status. It would say no service most of the time, but the phone was sometimes still able to receive calls and text messages. Yeah, that's fucking spooky. Calls from hell, you know? It's fucking scary. The system, dude, I'd be fucking scared shitless. The system clock was running roughly 3 minutes behind the real time, possibly caused by the phone having not been connected to the internet for well over a year. Huh. Wait, system clock was running roughly 3 minutes in real time. Does it? I mean, it's weird. I connected to the internet and toggled the set time automatically option on and off in order to trigger time synchronization. The clock set itself correctly and the phone started working completely normally. All issues were fixed. What? That's fucking weird. So you didn't have your iPhone connected to the internet for a year. So it couldn't sync time. And because of time drift, the phone was acting all weird. You were getting fucking... Okay. All strange behavior that I experienced. Intermittent alarm clock. I would rarely go off when it was supposed to. Scheduled alarm clock not showing up. Signal bar was inaccurate. When sending a text message, the green bubble containing the message pops up as usual, but instantly disappears. The message does send, though. When calling someone, it will never connect and ring indefinitely. Pressing the end call button causes the phone app to freeze for a good few minutes. Even if you manage to exit the app and kill it from the multitasking interface, it remains frozen when reopened. When receiving a call, the phone does not ring. When the other person hangs up, a missed call notification appears. I have tried reproducing these issues by disabling the set time automatically option. That's okay. Why does this have to be on the deep web? I'm not exactly... Why? Why are you having this on the darknet? Like, if you go to the actual person's blog, what, is Apple going to send an assassin on you for telling somebody in 2016 a fuck up for the iPhone 4 when you didn't have it connected? Why? This is this is when I come onto, like, the deep web and I find out what the fuck is going on. Like, why do some of these things have to be on here? This is by Jamie Shaife. I hope I'm really pronouncing it right, but the dude has a Twitter. He's Keybase PGP GT. Like, why does this have to be on here? He's got like 3 projects right now. He's got a blog where, I mean, he talks about Tor, he talks about a lot of things, but like Ubuntu phone review. Why? Install new gauge Half-Life on Windows. Modified version of Half-Life 1 designed for speedrun. Like, why is this on here for some reason? Like, this is kind of stuff that, you know, you could have a clear website. It would probably be easier for you to run a clear website anyways. He probably does have one. Like, speedrun time? List of my... Like, this dude does speedruns. Let me go see it. This dude speedruns Half-Life 2, Portal. Like, wait, does he have YouTube pages of it too? He has a YouTube page. Wait a minute. What? Wait, what? Hold on. Dude, Jamie's got a fucking YouTube page. What is this, dude? No, dude, don't remind me. Wait, what? He legit has a speed run. Oh my god. Okay, you know, I love whenever we come across gaming in, like, the deep web because it's almost like a fucking full circle experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be serious. If... You know what I mean? Jamie Saifi, okay? Like, it's up to the guy, alright? Just give him some love, I guess. This is a really interesting fucking experiment. The dude has a whole fucking... Dude has a fucking speedrun set over here. This dude's speedrunning and finding iPhone 4 glitches on the deep web. Why? He's got downloads to what? New Gauge Half-Life, Bunny Mott Pro, Deathmatch, Classic WAD, X Live List. That's what you use for like GTA 4 to get rid of the fucking cancerous games from Windows Live. Why is this here? I don't fucking know. But you know what? It's here for a reason. Let's back out of this and hit up something else, ladies and gentlemen. Just what? Why? Alright, so here we're at Joy of Satan Ministries. Now, the reason why I'm showing you Joy of Satan, which I've shown you before, alright, don't get me wrong, we've seen Joy of Satan before, but apparently it seems like Joy of Satan is back entirely on a different site. You get what I mean? Like, it's back, but it seems like we have extensions to the site, like people creating a new webpage. I think the site got a little bit of an upgrade. So here we got a whole page on ghosts. Ghosts are souls that have not moved on and remain trapped on the astral. Most ghosts are not just empty shells, like the Jewish mysticism crap tries to preach. Most ghosts have emotions, their personalities are intact, and all are consciously aware. The soul is like water and takes on the shape of the body it has lived in. Ghosts can be trapped for a number of reasons. Most are not at rest. But there are still major issues they have that will just not leave. People who meditate and have strong souls stand out like the beacon on the astral. I remember years ago, a friend of my son's and her husband's got a reading from me in a busy restaurant at daytime. She's psychic as well. She had a live-in ghost who had befriended her son, who was only 5 years old at the time. The ghost has followed her to her new home when the family moved. All of a sudden, right in the middle of her telling me of him, she said, "He is here." Of course, he went right for me and entered me and began speaking through me. He died from alcoholism in the early 1950s. In the first house that lived in, And I could sit here and be a skeptic as well, but like sometimes just I give everything here the benefit of the doubt, you know. Was very lonely and befriended her son, who could see him and communicate with him clearly. He was very concerned that they might reject him and assured everyone, through his communication through me, that he would never hurt anyone. I saw the room where he died and the bed he died in. After the reading and communication was over, she told me that she had a couple of other psychics come to her home, and both said the same thing that I did. Now, there are levels of ghost. Level 1 ghost, there's multiple levels of ghost. There was level 1 ghost and level 2 ghost. Level 1 ghosts are like the ghost I wrote of above. They can be sensed by average people who are a bit more open to the soul, and by children who are open enough to see and sense them. Okay? These ghosts do not have much power and are often spiritual victims. They have different reasons for not moving on. These can include being murdered, especially in cases where the murderer is not caught and or the body is not found. Oh, so basically they stay around because no justice has ever been delivered. All right, fair enough. Okay. The soul is not at rest. Often, though, the body is not found and is not buried where the soul wants it to be buried. Death could not have occurred by accident. The person may have gone missing and is trying to tell family that they are dead. There are even some who don't even know that they are dead. My son had befriended 2 brothers. This was very sad. The younger brother, in his late teens, was of small stature. His girlfriend woke up in the morning after a night of heavy partying with him, and found him stiff and cold and totally dead from fatal alcohol. Oh, that's sad. The next day I tuned into him, and he didn't even know he was dead and was wondering why I bothered to contact him. Sometimes the ghosts will try to communicate something they feel important before they move on. This can happen within a week after their death. Then they move on after a few days. My uncle, weak soul, tried to communicate with me and my mother a long time ago. This sort of freaked me out because I was an atheist at the time. I didn't want to deal with it. So now there are level 2 ghosts, and these are something else. These souls are much more rare than the others I wrote about. They were already powerful sorcerers and witches when living, and who knows, they are dead. Oh, so you don't even know. Poltergeists and those who can cause all sorts of mayhems and havoc in certain places. Some can even move objects, inflict injuries, cuts, and such on living beings, both humans and animals. They are blatant, and most people, even those who are not psychic, can sense their presence. Water energy is cold and of death in many cases. Places where there have been many violent deaths, there are often water problems, usually in the form of explicable leaks. So, if your house is haunted, from what I'm gathering, motherfucker, you got a leaky-ass house. I don't know how legit some of the stuff is. I don't know about level 1 or 2 ghosts. That's the first time I'm fucking hearing it. But whatever the fuck it is, dude. Shit. It's fucked up, man. Shit's fucked. Shit's crazy. So eventually clicking around onto that website led me to this Yahoo Groups. For those of you who don't know about Yahoo fucking Groups, Yahoo Groups is some pretty... It's pretty old. It's almost as memetic as fucking Yahoo Answers, but that's a whole nother video right there. It leads me to the Joy of Satan public group, which I don't think I've ever shown you last time, but it has about 19,000 members. Group description. For those who wish to establish a relationship with Satan. Topics of discussion include demons, magic, satanic witchcraft, and much more. Joyofsatan.org, which is our clear website. We know Satan and his demons are real beings. If you are LaVeyan or feel otherwise, do not push your beliefs here. Okay, alright, they're very not LaVeyan people. People who sympathize with and or support the enemies of Satan. Alright, so basically, Abrahamic religions, you motherfucker, you're banned. Alright? Blasphemy against Satan and or his demons will not be tolerated. If you believe Satan and his demons are evil, then this is not the group for you. Find another. Do not try to push Wiccan and or other non-satanic creeds here. Do not try... Man, this is a very closed fucking group, dude. Do not try to promote individuals, groups, or organizations who bash the Joy of Satan. Your post will be deleted. Fucking comment moderation is in full effect. Anyone who posts advocating anything illegal will be banned. Alright, fair enough. Please be polite. Flaming will not be tolerated. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Joy of fucking Satan group. If you ever feel like joining it, man, by all means, go for it. Please do not turn the comment section into a fucking religious turf war. I have to say this every time, but please be mindful, alright? Many people are using this internet together. Let's all be a team and let's not fight amongst each other. Let's just leave the Joy of Satan where it's at and hit up something else. Alright, Way of the Heart. So it seems like I found what appears to be a cult, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I don't know if it's a cult or something, but it kind of sounds like it too. So we're at the fucking 90s and shit. This is Life Mission. So we're going to read through it. Why I do it. As long as I remembering. Why have I had this idea that we are all here for a reason? As a child, I used to look happy around at adults in the world and wonder why they would go day to day and do something that held so little interest to them. Why did they spend so much of their time doing something that made them so unhappy? It seemed to be tied up, to a large degree, with this work thing. I believe that people deserve to be fulfilled in their work. I believe that it is not only possible to work in your passion, it is the most productive way to live your life. I believe that each person deserves to be excited and enthused about going to work. I believe that work involves entirely too much of our life to be taken up by something that are miserable doing. I believe that it is soul murder to not answer the yearning of our hearts and the gifts that we are given. We used to think that it surely made sense to do things you love doing. Why would anyone not choose that for him herself or herself? Later I learned some of the world's arguments. We do not always have a choice. There are bills to pay. Realistic, obviously. It's unrealistic to follow your heart indefinitely. Impractical. Mix of both, alright? Let's be fair here. It is too high a risk and a sure way to live in poverty. What a real shock. When these jobs were not what we were led to believe. Many have felt a sense of betrayal about these safe jobs. Isn't it ironic that some of those risky dreams are now the ones that are being welcomed into the next millennium? It has always been a great source of bewilderment to me when people seem to think the very question of why they are here is not of much importance. What could be more important than the question of why we are being welcomed in the next millennium? It has always been a... Oh wait, no. All right, I was all the way back there. What the fuck? Why would the sense of spending a life of marking time when you could be doing the things you were sent to do? Rumi has said. It is as if a king has sent you to do a task and you perform 1,000 other services. Then you have done nothing in your life. My life mission has always been to help others remember, design, and achieve their life mission. Part of this process involves weaving the gifts, wisdoms, and teachings of the traditionals of the visual and performing arts and sciences and spirituality into life's mission. This is what gives meaning to my life. Doing your life mission causes ripples throughout the world. Our world is standing on the shoulders of those who have followed in their visions in the past, evolution. However, you may feel about it, this is the byproduct of something calling us to a new way. Each time one person anywhere in the world listens to the voice coming from within, the world changes in ways that are hard to map. We know from chaos theory... Remember the chaos theory fucking meme? Small incremental changes have enormous effects on systems all over the planet. In this wired world, these changes are amplified almost instantly everywhere in the world. We are being asked to be ready to reinvent ourselves continuously. Now is more important than ever to know why you are here. The connection to your passion will be the lifeline to the source of inspiration and energy that will keep you going. Each person's choice to hone the voice of their life mission or not does affect every other person on the planet. Okay, what are the results of doing your life mission? When you reach the end of your pilgrimage here, who do you want to be? That is a very different question than what do you have to have done? We make this pilgrimage for what it changes in us. In accomplishing the what, it changes who we are. Sometimes we must decide a different who before we can accomplish the what. Okay, let's fucking... What, as Monica from the television series Touched by an Angel said. What a fucking reference, by the way, dude. Good job. Our life mission actually takes care of us. When you give your attention, and life force to something long enough, it comes alive in the field. You may have heard that when authors have been working on a book for a while, it suddenly becomes alive and it starts to dictate to the author what comes next. I believe that you can have a kind of relationship with your life mission. If you're willing to give yourself to it, it will take on life and give back to you. You are sent here with a purpose in life. It is not so much that your creator needs you to do this thing. It's as if you will need to do it for what it will create in you. Alright, so if you basically believe in your life mission as much as you can, eventually the shit becomes real. Alright, is what I'm fucking gathering from this. Life mission and the great sacred mystery. Life mission is a work of profound mystery, magic, and wonder. It is a paradox and answer to something we know in our hearts and yet struggle to explain. It is something that moves us to tears. And if we are paying attention, smile that can be so moved. In this profound mystery and this miracle of the 6 billion to one uniqueness called a human being, what is my purpose for being? This great mystery, this sacred mystery called a human being's journey, asks from each of us a uniquely profound thing. What is a great step for one person will not be for the next. We are given the perfect opportunity to make the choice that will be our soul's greatest stretch. In our life mission is everything we are here for. If remembering God is our first life mission, then in our mission is every beauty, heartbreak, disappointment, test, and wonderful, magical, mystical thing that life has to give us to bring us to God. In our mission is every moment of faith and hope. When the sun has yet to rise, that our soul requires to know what we know. That we know, God damn, the great sacred mystery I call God is the only reality. If we chose not to take the path, we pass on God's greatest gift to find her. She is holding her hand out to us and sending a messenger to point the way. It is our life mission. The path will require everything we have in the end, and that is the good news. If we can give everything, then just maybe all that will be left in us will be her. Daniel Goodenough. Is it a way of life? I would think that it's just a way of life kind of a deal. But they've got other stuff. They've got associates. They've got a student section, which is where I'm getting the whole cult mentality shit out of. You know what I mean? Like, this is where I'm getting the whole cult mentality out of. Now, if you go to, like, their Clearweb, like the newer one, this is where you can get, like, the older stuff out of. This is where they initially got the link out of. This was, like, a linked out, of course, of Clearweb. But, you know, if you went back in time to see what it was like, that's what it was. Now it's drastically different. If you go to their life mission, all right, a lot of that, you know, seems to kind of be a little closed off. Like, yeah, for a lot of it's available, you know what I mean? But they're trying to sell you courses. And when they're selling you courses and books, you know, they have students alongside in here. So you get into a whole session of what the fuck is this actually, what is the way of heart? The way of the heart. You know, because what it seems like, it's just like one of those, like, feel-good type cult things, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not Heaven's Gate. Surely it isn't, because Heaven's Gate was weird. This is a good message. But the way it's presented, especially the fact that what you just read back then was covered up, you know, compared to stuff now. It's a little weird, man. I gotta say, to be honest, this is the way of the heart, man. You know what I mean? If this speaks to you, by all means, go for it, dude. But I think we found a cult, dude. I think we found a little latent cult going on over here, dude. It's some spooky shit. But I'm gonna back out of this. I'm gonna hit up something else, dude. And ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Deep Web Browsing, episode number 95. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like what you saw. We saw a fair amount of weird websites, interesting websites, some store, you know, hitman stuff, and frankly, seen interesting exposés on ghosts, potentially a fucking new cult, it seems. Of course, we're not exactly sure on that. If anybody has any more knowledge on that kind of stuff, let me know. We are going to back out of this, and frankly, we're gonna hit up some other stuff, you know, later on throughout the next course of the week. I will say one thing: next week there won't be a deep web browsing episode. I'm actually going to be out of the country, so I won't be able to record any stuff. And frankly, I could record earlier, but it sort of goes against the therapeutic release of recording these things, you know, on my own pace every week, because then it's just not fun. You know, it's not a weekly experience then. So I'm gonna just say there's not going to be a video next week. So you know, just know that there will be other stuff, but it won't be a deep web browsing video. A little break next week, but we'll come back stronger than ever, I promise you, the week after. So if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like if you dislike it, this is me, Mudahar, and I am out.